Welcome back to another episode of Late Entry, your favorite or soon-to-be favorite place for the hottest sports news, wildest viral topics, and conversations guaranteed to make you laugh. As always, Late Entry is hosted by Cap,
What's going on, y'all?
RBF Kyle,
How we doing?
and your boy Double Dose. We have a packed show for us tonight. We're going to get into some drama at Fox Sports 1, quarterback rankings. We've got a Based or BS topic for us, all due disrespect, and capping it off, as always, with funny posts. I do want to let you guys know, too, and I'll say this again at the end of the podcast, we are shooting for next Wednesday as our first ever live show. So Wednesday night, and we'll get you guys with the information on this on Monday, but on the details. But Wednesday night, we'll be going live for the first time ever as Late Entry. So stay tuned for that. But
Hell yeah.
Fox Sports 1 today just announced that they are canceling Breakfast Ball, the facility, and Speak. So notable things from that: Joy Taylor, Acho, Shady McCoy, and James Jones are all going to be without jobs. Kyle, your initial thought with this?
To be honest, I kind of saw this coming when everything started, that something like this could happen. I didn't know that it would be a full sweep. But I was kind of waiting for the other shoe to drop on this topic. So this was kind of the other shoe. I don't know a ton about, the details of what went down exactly. I'm sure you'll explain those to us, but my initial thoughts are, I kind of saw this coming a little bit, and it's unfortunate for the program, for the people that this happened, but I guess mistakes got to be righted however they can. So if that's what it takes, I guess that's what it is. But I don't know. A bunch of people having sex in the office, that sounds like every other office in America.
Oh my god. The details you were talking about before Toph gets in there, they did say that it was like they cited all three of those shows as like not finding the proper audience. It didn't seem like they were getting enough traction. And it was more than just Acho and Joy Taylor that were gone. Like I said, it was the rest of them as well too. Plus everybody involved with Breakfast Ball.
Speak.
Yeah.
Speak
oh
as
yeah.
well, too.
Yeah. Speak. So yeah. Keyshawn and Paul Pierce. Toph.
It's really unfortunate. Because I definitely used to watch not the full thing, but they would post their stuff on YouTube. Short little 15 minutes. I used to pretty much always watch the interesting topics and things like that. So not being able to have, that quick little 15-minute video to kind of watch.
From Speak.
Yeah, I mean from like Speak facility. I watched, all of them, things like that. And I kind of feel like a lot of, media, like ESPN and things like this, like so much movement, turnover, things like that. Which we're kind of in the new age of media. We're having like, everybody has a podcast. A lot of people have voice and things like that. I kind of feel like ultra show TV like that is kind of dying out. Like I said, sometimes you're restricted by, whoever's directing your show. They want to talk about the Cowboys, LeBron versus Jordan. It's so restricted on certain kind of media and things like that. And now that players, personalities have more voices with their own TV shows, podcasts, things like that, we're kind of just going into that, mold where, the old, TV mold just isn't really quite hitting the audiences, things like that. Like I said, we're kind of getting into a younger demographic, things like that. Streaming, everything's come like so much more different and things like that. So I think we're just moving in a new direction. I know they're trying to cook up some new shows, but at the same time, you've had different kind of people. You switched, your cast from different shows, and obviously it hasn't really been working. I think it's just a changing of the guard, really.
It's interesting that you mentioned that too about like the different topics, where some of the shows, like you said, focus on like LeBron, the Cowboys, topics of that nature, where they get kind of repetitive, especially during summertime. Like now, that's when I really, really loved the old Speak. When you had Shady, James Jones, Joy, and Acho together, that was the crew that I really liked. I know that when they got rid of Skip, and then they had to find a place for Keyshawn and Paul Pierce, and they moved them to Speak, and then created the facility. I feel like that kind of was like the beginning of the end for that for me. I could care less what Paul Pierce has to say on an everyday basis. Like it's usually something crazy, like we've talked about before.
Best scorer of all time.
Exactly, stuff like that. You know what I mean? Whereas I really liked the insight that you got from like having the 3 football players on plus Joy Taylor. I thought they had really good chemistry, and they talked about other topics, not just consistently the same ones all over the time. And especially came summertime, like too. Like I needed something fresh, and I really liked them. So now they're all gone, which does kind of suck. The way they did it, I mean, it doesn't look like. I know Kyle mentioned like the lawsuits and allegations against like Joy Taylor and Acho and stuff, but with all of them being gone too, it makes me wonder like maybe Fox did it in a smart way, like they didn't fire them, so then there's no way to come back at them for that. I don't know. I feel like they will be missed. I'm hoping to see them again soon, somewhere else. But I really did like what Speak had going for itself before they changed it up. So that's an era to be missed. All right, moving on. As I'm sure most of you guys are, we are missing football. We've got 52 days until the NFL returns. So we're going to, Toph had the idea, we're going to start giving you guys probably like once a week, breaking down our top 10 rankings of positions. So we're going to start off nice and strong and spicy. With our first one, we're going to be doing quarterback rankings. So we're going to give you our top 10 quarterbacks and for each one of us. So Toph, as it being your idea, why don't you kick it off?
All right, thank you. All right, chat. Here we go. So top 10 quarterbacks. I'm gonna go from 10 all the way up to 1. This is really tough. As football has progressed, there's an ebb and flow of quarterbacks. I feel like top 10s, top 5s, top 3s. It changes. Every single year. Doesn't matter what position group it is. I did mine a little bit different. I did kind of project, where we're at kind of like currently, and a little bit into what I expect should happen for this season as well too. So I'm gonna start off with number 10. It's a guy who I've liked. It's been a bit of a journeyman. He was a old first overall pick, Heisman Trophy winner. I gotta go with Shake and Bake Baker Mayfield at number 10. He is number 10 on my list. One of my personal favorites. He's a bit of a maverick, a gunslinger. He's not afraid to take risks. But after seeing, his past runs with the Buccaneers, he had to replace, Tom Brady, which is not easy shoes to fill. Even the doubters as well too. A lot of people do not like Baker Mayfield whatsoever. But I feel like, the time he's been in, Tampa Bay, he's definitely, given them, a solid footing, making the playoffs. Really just changing the name for himself, getting more respect. He's playing some really good football. Number 9, I have Jordan Love. This is somebody who I think has some immense talent. And now that he's got the burner from Texas, my Longhorns, Mr. Matthew Golden, I'm expecting a lot bigger things from him. The Packers never draft a first, receiver in the first round, and they've finally done one. I don't know how long it's been. My whole lifetime, they've never drafted one, so that's at least 30 plus years. Throwing my age out there. But yes, I do expect Jordan Love to have another step forward. I think he could possibly crack the top 5. You just got to put it all together, stay healthy. Sometimes he has some bad sense where he just kind of goes off the wall, gets it too off script. Like I said, he's got a really good group with him there. I expect big things out of Jordan Love. Now this one could get spicy. Number 8.
Do not.
I've just
don't say the name you're about to say, dog. Do not say the
number
name.
8. We have the Greek god himself, Justin Herbert. He is one of my personal favorite quarterbacks.
You've got no shame.
Now we all know when it comes to the playoffs, he's had a terrible run. There's also a guy in Baltimore who also has had a very, very bad playoff run, and we don't, nearly give him as much, flack for that as much as we do Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert has also had to play in the same division as, the best quarterback in the league. It's already going to be very hard to compete with him, let alone all the signal callers in the AFC. There's a lot of people that never got to make a Super Bowl because of some of the potential quarterbacks we had in the AFC: Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Ben Roethlisberger. That's a very hard group. We've always had amazing quarterbacks in the AFC. But Herbert has every tool. If you went to Build-A-Bear Workshop, aka Build a Quarterback, Justin Herbert is your prototype quarterback. 6'5", he can see over the line. He's mobile. He can run, strong arm. He can make every throw in the book. I think, with a Harbaugh at the helm, wherever he's been, he's had success. Last year, he had 23 touchdowns, 3 picks. Unfortunately, he had 4 picks in the playoffs, so he had more picks in one game than he had the entire season. But the guy just wins. He's a warrior. Through injury and anything like that, he barely misses games, things like that. So I think with another year with Harbaugh and their additions, I do think they could make some noise in the AFC. Maybe even switch up with the Chiefs and possibly win the division, or the Broncos. I think it's going to be an interesting race for that division this year. Number 7, this is a guy that I personally don't think he could take a team over the hump, but he gets the job done. It's Jared Goff. When it comes to regular season, when things are just going perfectly on script, he does what needs to be done. But when he has to take over a game and possibly win it, this is where I think, he falls a bit short. But the man had one hell of a season. He's a good quarterback. I don't think he can necessarily, take you over the hump. But nonetheless, I still think Jared Goff is an amazing quarterback. I got to give him his flowers. He deserves to be in the top 10 for everything that he's done. The bashing he took leaving the Rams, people wrote him off. He answered the call. Maybe the Lions didn't necessarily, want him as their first pick, but he didn't have a choice. He went, they did what he had to do. He balled out. Got to give that man his respect for that. Shout out Ryan Gosling. Number 6, this guy just came off a Super Bowl. A lot of people do not like this guy whatsoever, but I got to get Jalen Hurts there. It may not look pretty, but the man wins games. At the end of the day, we play to win the game. Shout out Jim Moore for that quote. He's probably the perfect quarterback for the Eagles at this current standpoint. They want to play smash mouth football, run the ball, control the whole entire game, control the time of possession, things like that. And Hurts is a perfect fit. He outplayed Mahomes in the playoffs. I think he's only gotten better year after year, especially passing the football. He's been a night and day difference when he first started, and I don't see that changing, any different. Now, number 5, this guy I'm very, very high on, even though I got rid of him on my fantasy team, which is another one of my biggest mistakes. I got Mr. JD5, Jaden Daniels. I think he's the next one, man. This guy, he's been playing football for a long, long time. If you look back his days in college, it did not start well for this guy. All the way down to Arizona State, he had a fight for everything he's had. You could call him a super senior. But when he went to LSU, he completely balled out, really changed his game. He's a complete dual threat. Not as fast as RG3 was when he was there. But just the command that he has with his team, the respect he has, and his immense skill set, I could see him cracking the top 3 at any point. Mr. Daniels, you got number 5. Number 4.
I was over here smiling like that because I got Jaden Daniels in that Dynasty League. Thank you, Toph.
Yeah, that was a bad one. I got to hold that L. I knew he was going to be good, but I didn't expect it to be this soon. A little offset on my part, but hey, you got to live with it. It's a little cold in here right now. Mr. Joe Burrow is at number 4. The man had one hell of a season. His team, his ownership group, just lets this man down all the time. They can't get contracts right, not paying people who need to be paid. We can't get an indoor practice, even though, these guys make billions of dollars. Joe Burrow, man, he is one hell of a quarterback. Unfortunately, plays in maybe the hardest division in all of football. It is really hard to make the playoffs coming out the North. When you got those juggernauts in there, let alone the rest of the AFC, it is very hard to make it in the playoffs in the AFC. he could be a bit inconsistent at times. Know the year that he made it to the Super Bowl was kind of a Cinderella run. He could do everything on the football field, but they just got to get off to a fast start. We can't lose in these games, early on and try to catch back up at late. But quarterback wise, he could do no wrong. And now we finally reached the top three. Like I said, this could be very different for all of us here. I'm just gonna go with my personal feelings. All these guys could be interchangeable. Even Patrick Mahomes, I think, after last year, the past 2 years, actually, you could make a good argument for it. Even though he has the MVPs, the Super Bowls, you got to update that resume. And you looked really, really bad last year when it matters most. Josh Allen.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, are you putting Mahomes at 3?
No. I'm not going that crazy now. But unfortunately, this man has lost to Patrick Mahomes so many times. And heartbreak factor, especially in the playoffs. Regular season, he might get it, but when it matters most, someone number 15 always finds a way to win, or the refs, or wherever it is. Josh Allen cannot get past that game, but he played one hell of a season last year, this year. A lot of people maybe thought he didn't deserve the MVP. That's besides the point. My Josh Allen. I know I said Justin Herbert was the Greek god, but Josh Allen, that man's a white Cam Newton. I don't know, 6'5", 250, running people over. He's just amazing, man. Hopefully he can crack through and make it to that Super Bowl, because I would love to see one of these guys finally, be instead of number 15. I think we're all tired of, seeing the Chiefs there. They're kind of getting that LeBron in Cleveland kind of thing. But we're tired of seeing that. We want to see somebody different. Number 2, Action Jackson. Biggest thing with Lamar is just the playoff, man. Every year we think this is the year. He's finally going to get through. And you would have talked about development. When he first came in, they thought he was going to be just a runner. He could never throw the football, because he's made a complete, drastic change. He could do anything. He's must-watch, see football every Sunday. You got to watch the Ravens to see what he does. Lamar Jackson, number 2. And obviously, number 1 is just Patrick Mahomes. I don't think we didn't say too much about it. And I know, he's chasing Brady to kind of be the GOAT. He has a chance. The team's looking a little suspect right now. They got to figure a couple of things out, but I still think, well, he's done. You have to give him number 1 spot.
Dog, you had a very base list except for like 2 or 3 of those.
I think the Herbert one.
Herbert is not a top 10 quarterback, and you forgot.
Nope, he is for me.
And you forgot some guys too. I don't think that. I don't think Ryan Gosling is a top 10 quarterback either.
I'm not putting the old Lions guy in there. Nope. I do not want Stafford in there. I'm not putting
that's crazy.
Mr. Cowboys. I'm not putting him there either. I looked at it, but
let me show you.
It wasn't a very long list.
Let me show you what
I love Toast's list. I just want to say that.
Thank you, Kyle.
I don't agree with everything, but I think it's a great list.
It is for the most part. It's close. It's close. Let me show y'all what a real top 10 list look like. All right.
Okay.
Check me out. Right. Ready? And you did a very good job of explaining just about everybody on here, so I'm not going to do too much of that because you did hit all the stuff. But number 10, we out here rocking Jordan Love. I watched that man go down and beat the dog shit out of the Cowboys 2 years ago. And last year, the only issue that they had was just the fact that they could not stop Saquon. So look, Jordan Love at number 10. Number 9, CJ Stroud. Big things coming this season. Number 8, I got Baker Mayfield. Absolute dog. If you got you need to win a game, he's going to get that shit done. Nothing but respect for Baker. Number 7, Jaden Daniels. Absolute baller. There's really nothing else to his game that I feel like we need to see. Like, as long as you just continue to take steps forward, it's going to be great. The only reason he's not higher is because the rest of these guys are like the cream of the crop. Number 6, Jalen Hurts. Super Bowl winner. Fantastic quarterback. Just don't think he's as good as the rest of the guys on this list. Number 5, Matt fucking Stafford. Put some respect on the Pro Bowler, Super Bowl champ winner, Matt Stafford. That man is an absolute monster. He's got a cannon for an arm. He gets shit done. He's a warrior. That man is the hero. I loved him when he was with the Lions. I love him with the Rams. Matt Stafford is a fucking dog, and he's not going anywhere, bro. You got a year 2 Puka coming. It's going to be fantastic. Watch. Number 4. This is where shit gets dicey. 4 through 2 for me, because they're all within basically the same level. And I have, let me say, Joe Burrow is my guy at number 4. He's the only guy out of the 2 through 4 who actually has been to a Super Bowl, but he didn't win it, and he's had some down years as well too. But when the lights are bright, you know, is Joe Shiesty going to show up. Number 3, I got Lamar Jackson. And I'm going to tell you, too, I got Lamar at 3, I got Josh Allen at 2, Mahomes at 1. Mahomes needs no explanation. The Josh versus Lamar situation came down to the fact that Lamar has had, like you said, the playoff stinkers before. He can't get done in the playoffs. Every time Josh Allen loses, it's not his fault. That man be out there giving you literally everything he's got and gets let down by his defense or by a dumb play call or something like that every single time. So because Josh Allen has been more consistent in the playoffs and has had the better, given us some better games, I've got Josh Allen just ahead of Lamar. So real fast, 10 through 1, I got Jordan Love, CJ Stroud, Baker Mayfield, Jaden Daniels, Jalen Hurts, Matt Stafford, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Mahomes. Now that's the top 10.
I'm not mad at it. Like I said, mine was projecting. So I'm projecting Stafford to fall off. So that's therefore he doesn't make the 10.
That's fair.
But yeah, not mad at it at all. CJ, I'm an Ohio State guy. I love me some CJ. But I think he might set back just a little bit. I still love CJ, but I give the other guys respect. I mean, I'm surprised we had Jared Goff. I mean, the 2 years he had, I gotta put him on there.
I mean, Jared Goff is
just stats and accomplishment alone.
The whole thing.
What do you have?
The whole thing with Goff for me
top
is
3 in every category passing wise.
Jared Goff is such a steady hand on the wheel, but he's not a force multiplier. And we've talked about this before.
Let's just say
let's
say you didn't have Jared Goff on the lines. Are they still have the same record?
You just need someone who's not going to fuck it up. Like
that's so false.
No, look, hold on.
That's the Vikings.
No,
that's the Vikings. If you're talking somebody who's not going to fuck it up, that's the Vikings.
No,
what I'm Sam Darnold.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I don't want Sam Darnold. I don't want someone who's going to fuck it up.
Right.
Sam Darnold fucks it up. Kirk Cousins might get it done.
Oh no. I'd rather have Sam Darnold than Kirk Cousins.
I see what you're saying. I would not. I'm taking Kirk Cousins over Sam Darnold for sure.
Kirk Cousins' mental, I mean, you're talking the mental warfare he goes through in a game. That, I would not take that.
Kirk Cousins' last couple stints have not been good.
I love Jared Goff, and I think that he's good at not making the mistakes. Like Jared Goff and like Dak are very similar, except for Dak's going to throw the interception and Jared Goff isn't. You know what I mean? But it's Jared Goff just isn't making the guys better. He's just executing perfectly.
Well, that makes the guys better.
No, making the guys better is doing it with less talent. Jared Goff, think about it. Jared Goff has 2 amazing running backs. He's got 2 amazing receivers, and he's got a Pro Bowl tight end.
Okay.
I think that Jared Goff, for example, Jared Goff had a much better team around him than Baker did in Tampa last year. In Tampa,
I disagree.
Those guys were hurt a lot. They missed games. His receivers missed games. But if you take Baker and you take Jared Goff and you switch them, the Bucs don't make the playoffs. The Lions still do. They might go further. That's what I mean about being a force multiplier.
Wow. Yeah, I don't agree with that. But
you think
you dropped the bomb?
I think Baker and Jared are in the same class. Like I don't think either one. Like I don't think you can say that Jared Goff going to play in that offense and Baker coming to ours instantly means we're better than we are and the Bucs are worse. I definitely disagree with that.
How? Who was Baker throwing to last year, bro? Jalen McMillan?
Okay. I mean, Jared Goff in his first 2 years before this season, he just had St. Brown and then fucking DJ Chark and Josh Reynolds and Khalif Raymond. Like he didn't have like this insane crew around him until last year.
I think that we're
And before that, he had DeAndre, and he got a 500 record with DeAndre Swift and Jamal Williams and St. Brown, and that was it.
I know that you might be down on this guy now because of how he did in the playoff game last year and the fact that he's not with us anymore. Ben Johnson was one of the best play callers in the league. He knows exactly what he's got in a quarterback and schemes things up to make things work perfectly. Jared Goff's whole mission every game is don't be the reason we lose. And he does that perfectly. He's not making guys better, though. That's my point. His weapons are better. His team is better. His play calling is better.
We're not going to agree.
Toph,
we're running in circles.
Toph, you said I dropped a bomb on that. You think so?
I give Jared Goff more respect than maybe you give him for. I mean, like I said, the Lions had a very tough hand dealt when you pretty much lost your entire defense. To overcome that, that's a very, very tall, task to take on, even for, anybody. But I do think he can make, a lot more plays. I know he's had some really good play callers in his career, especially down in, the Rams, I know the Lions. I mean, he was still a first overall pick. He's had some really good years. I definitely think he's always been, had a good staff around him, which definitely helped as well too. I mean, the Lions' talent wasn't. They're good now. I mean, he definitely kind of grew with them as well too. Don't get me wrong. I think the Lions have a lot of good skill players, but I still think I would have probably took some other people over them. I mean, you're throwing to Josh Reynolds for a 4th down conversion.
But that was
a lot more better received.
But that's because that was the guy they thought would be open. And to Jared's credit, he hit him. Josh Reynolds dropped that shit twice.
No, I a little better on it, but he did hit him.
You're basically saying that the Lions win in spite of Jared
Goff. No. That's not what I'm saying.
That is definitely the way it's coming across because you're saying he's not making them better.
He's not making them
doing his job, which is not fucking up.
That doesn't make them win in spite of him. In spite of him is you throw 3 interceptions and the defense gets it done. That's winning in spite of him.
He had a couple games like that, but he also he came back in the second half and balled his ass off and pulled it together.
I know, bro. I don't hate Jared Goff. I'm not a Jared Goff hater.
I know, but I'm just saying 15-2 and top 3 in every category, and you don't even want to put him in the top 10 because you think Baker Mayfield could come do his job better.
Okay, so take anyone on this top 10 list that we've all got and swap them. Swap him with any quarterback on there and tell me that he makes the other team better.
Listed mine.
I'm just saying, if you take Toph's in my list right now, right? And you take any other quarterback and you switch him. If you switch Jared Goff and Jordan Love, do you think that it makes the Packers worse or better? Do you think the Packers are better or worse with Jordan Love?
I think immediately the Packers are better and the Lions are worse.
Toph?
I'd probably agree with that.
I think that's outlandish personally, but okay. If you take, and you said if you think the Baker one, you think that Jared Goff is better than Baker?
Yeah, I'm taking Jared Goff over Baker. And I'm a Baker fan. I'm not a Jared fan, but I'm going to give Jared more respect than that. I'm over fighting for Jared Goff. Like, I didn't think I'd ever have to do this.
For the record, I love Jared Goff. Lions fan. Happy we've got him. I'm just saying that I think that other people can get the job done the same quality that he does. The thing that Jared Goff does really well is he's resilient, and he, like you said, he can throw a few interceptions, he'll come back and still do it. Jared Goff just drives the car perfectly. But it's easy to do when you're driving a nice car. That's all I'm saying.
My biggest take with Jared is I just don't think he has the it factor. That's it.
That's what I'm saying. He's not a force multiplier.
No, I know what you're saying with that.
So he's not in the top 10.
The game against Washington, it was getting out of hand. And, the whole Lions season, they pretty much just ran through everybody. Never really had to fight from behind, other than Texans game. That one, I don't know what he was doing with that game, but he did come back. Even against JD5, he has the it factor. That's where the difference was.
Thank you. If you can even,
but at the same time, how long can the team ride on your shoulders and ride on the offense before it just gives out? That's the way I feel about that Washington game. Is things just started giving out. Like it was neck and neck in the beginning of the first half, and then He threw the one interception at the end of the second half, and then he was trying to do too much because he was playing the comeback game.
I think, Kyle,
So-
I think that you're in the minority of it still as the way the whole football world sees it. Like Jared Goff is a first.
I completely get that.
Jared Goff is
I believe that Jared Goff is way better than most of the world thinks he is. But as Toph said, I am looking forward and I'm making my predictions here too, and where I think these players are trending.
Absolutely.
And I think he's only trending upward. So that's why he'll be in my top 10 momentarily.
My last part to this is just the fact that, like, when you see the coverage everyone gets, Jared Goff was a first overall pick. He's been to a Super Bowl before. And yet when there's coverage around the teams, right? Every time the Lions do something, it's like, wow, the way Dan Campbell went for it on fourth, the way that Ben Johnson drew this play up, the way that the running backs delivered this. Every other quarterback on this top 10, when Lamar Jackson goes and wins a game, they're like, did you see Lamar? It's not, did you see John Harbaugh? It's, did you see Lamar? Did you see Mahomes? Did you see, when's the last time you've been like, did you see that play by Jared Goff?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's also just because of, like, his personality as well, too.
He's just getting it done in the timing. Like, he's just running it's almost, and don't take this to a direct comparison, but it's almost comes off like you can put anybody in with the Niners and they can run that offense. It's not exactly like that because that's a little bit different. Like, I'm not calling him Brock Purdy, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying that it's more like that than it is like he's leading them to a victory.
Yeah. No, I know what you're trying to say.
Give us your list, Kyle.
Yeah, I mean, I could not. I mean, the stumble bump play, catching a touchdown, slinging it to J-Mo for a 78-yard touchdown. I mean, there's plenty of plays where it was like, wow, look at Jared Goff. You know, he freaking got tripped by his lineman and still got the handoff to David Montgomery, and they got the first down and beat the Packers. Like, there were so many plays that it was Jared Goff and the ball was in his hands and he made it fucking happen. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you I couldn't remember the last Jared Goff play. I can remember plenty where I was like, wow, they won that game and Jared Goff fucking balled. Yeah, there's a lot to be said about Dan Campbell. There's a lot to be said about that because he's electrifying. You know, why wouldn't we talk about him? We got the best goddamn team in football as far as the media is concerned because we have so much to talk about on every single facet of the game. So, yeah.
I'm excited
to
see what he does. Like, the whole Lions team without, both coordinators gone, I do think it's a bit of a step back, but I don't expect anything drastic. I still think Jared Goff plays well just because the supporting cast is probably top 3 in the league. Fully healthy, I think the Lions could do some damage.
Thank you. Supporting cast, top 3 in the league. I'm excited
to see. I mean, let's just, I think on paper, I'm just going on paper. I know games not played on paper. Like Eagles, like last year, they fell apart after the Super Bowl because they lost all their coordinators. And people are like, what's wrong with the Eagles? They started out good. They just completely fell off. We thought Sirianni was getting fired. So coordinators play a big, big part in those teams. It's hard to replace them. So I'm intrigued to see how the Lions look. I feel like as long as it goes how it should, I still think he has a good year. I don't see 15-2. I could see 12-5. I can see something like that.
No, I agree.
11-6.
Record won't be the same. Yeah. We have a way tougher schedule too. So, yeah, but I think Jared doesn't. I mean, I personally think he takes.
He had a game.
Up.
He didn't have.
This is going to be
a single incompletion.
Yes,
he had a game. He didn't throw a single. Like, he was. I mean, you could say he was in the MVP hunt for a good portion of the season.
He was
up until the Houston game. He was first in the running. Yeah,
and like I said,
second.
I'm not saying that's all coordinator. I mean, a big part is the scheme and things like these. The one throwing the ball, making decisions. I think, in my opinion, I think he deserved a top 10. 7 might be a little high. I could definitely see it. I could have probably, went it down, but he did go 15-2. Almost made a super. The 49ers game, he was really, really close. So I'm gonna give more respect just because this playoff success has been pretty good.
Kyle, what's your list? Let's see how you got them.
All right, let me finally get to this. Jeez. All right, so let me give you guys my honorable mentions. I got 3 of them. I got.
Nigga gave us half the league.
yeah. I got 3 of them. I got you half the league. My honorable mentions: Brock Purdy, Jordan Love, and C.J. Stroud in no particular order.
Brock Purdy?
In no particular order. What you want me to put Dak in there? You fucking bum.
Hey, go ahead and cook, Kyle. Come on. Let's
Number
hear it.
10, I got shout out Toph. I got Justin Herbert.
Hey, as long as he's on the list, I'm good.
He's on there. He's
Let's
on there.
go.
Number 9, right ahead of him, I got Baker Mayfield.
Okay.
Next up, just because we haven't seen a lot yet, I love this player and I anticipate him cracking into the top 5. But right now, and just given the sophomore slump potential, I got Jaden Daniels. Number 7, the one, the only, Jared Goff.
Hey, same as me.
Jared Goff. I was right there with you, Toph. And I'm right there with you at number 6, too. Super Bowl winner, Jalen Hurts, baby. Come on. I was cooking with you, dude, through the first half of this. I was like, damn, our list is basically the same.
All three of us have him.
And then
at 6.
then we switch up here.
All three of us have him at 6.
Yeah.
We had him. We all three had Jalen Hurts at 6.
Yeah.
But I think no, he had Jaden Daniels further up the list.
I had
than
him
too.
at 5.
Yeah. This is where we switch up. I have Matthew Stafford right there with
I think you had him
Spence
at
at
5
number
as
5.
well.
No, bro, we have 7, 6, and 5 all the same.
No, we don't, because I got Jared Goff at 7.
Oh, I thought
bitch.
you had. I'm sorry, I thought you had Daniels. We have the switch. Okay, my bad.
Oh yeah. You're a hater. So, number 4. This is where I'm probably going to catch the most flack. I got Pat Mahomes.
Wait, 4?
Now, what I'm going off of, like kind of what Toph said, is like
projection.
I'm going off quarterback play over the like recent seasons and where I think they're trending. So he's been trending down. I don't, especially with a lack of supporting cast, I think he is trending downward. Not necessarily to the point of like he's not going to play good, but I don't think he's the best quarterback in the league right now as far as play wise. And I'm a huge fan of his, so that hurts me to say that.
Can I ask you a question?
Next up, yeah.
Okay, so when I was doing mine, I'm just curious if you're doing yours the same. When I was doing mine, I was like, if I have one game to play for my life, who am I taking? And then every time I go down, it's like if that quarterback wasn't available. So I'm asking, Did you do yours the same? Like, if you had a game to play for your life, are you taking the other 3 above Mahomes? If Mahomes is available?
No, that's not how I understand this standpoint. But that's not quite how I looked at it.
Same. I mean, yeah.
Well, I mean,
I
if
don't
did have to
know
pick
that I
a
would
quarterback, I'm
pick
definitely
Mahomes
picking
over
him.
these 3.
If that's a standpoint, yes.
But yeah, I mean that's I don't know that he would. I don't know that he would be number 1 necessarily every time. I mean, yeah, to win a game for you, I guess so. You can't deny it. He's the most winningest quarterback right now in recent years, in the postseason and in the regular season. So if we're going off that mentality, yes, I would agree with you. He's probably number 1. But I guess what I was going with is like how good have you been? In like, and I'm probably going last 2-3 seasons, and then how good do I think you're going to be going forward?
That's fair.
So it's a little bit of both of those that I'm throwing in there.
After you finish your list, I want to revisit this, but
okay.
Yeah. So I got Pat Mahomes number 4. Lock it in. That's Pat Mahomes Jr. by the way. Josh Allen number 3. I mean, played with nothing this whole year in freaking MVP season. Number 1 supporting cast in football as far as skill players go. My number 2 quarterback is Joe Burrow. We're talking about supporting cast. I just had to throw that in there, Spencer. He has the best cast around him, but he has made so much. He's got the 2 best wide receivers, a really good running back, a really good tight end.
His running back was a rookie.
Yeah, he's really freaking good.
Chase
and
Brown.
Zach Moss played really freaking good too.
Chase Brown.
Yeah.
I mean, he held it down.
I think that there's
I wouldn't say really good, but he held it down.
I think that there is the gap difference between like Jahmyr Gibbs and Chase Brown versus T. Higgins and fucking Jameson Williams. I think that favors the Lions. Plus tight end, Laporta versus who? Hendrickson? Not Hendrickson. Who the fuck is there? Gesicki?
Yeah, it is Gesicki now.
To your supporting cast point, you can please continue your list.
I think what he means is
Number
like
1 football.
Jamar Chase and T. Higgins.
If he said receiver duo,
better than.
I mean, that's I'm saying skill players supporting cast. He has the best in the league because he has the biggest security blanket in the league with those 2.
I know what he means by what the best.
And I mean, that's not even like it was a freebie either. He had to develop that connection with those guys to make it that. I'm not trying to downplay Joe Burrow and saying that. I'm just trying to throw shade at Spencer. My number one quarterback is Lamar Jackson, obviously, because he is the most skilled quarterback in the league, and you got to put some respect on that man's name. I know he doesn't do it in the postseason necessarily, but the only reason he and Joe Burrow didn't win MVP this last year is Lamar had MVP fatigue, and Joe Burrow's defense couldn't freaking stop a WNBA team. So,
Oh boy.
You know how people like talk about like, damn, did you get dressed in the dark this morning? That's how I feel about this list. All the pieces are there; they're just not in the right spots.
Okay.
Hmm.
So I kind of had a question, but I feel like I know where you're going with this part. Because you had Mahomes at 4, and statistically, yes, huge drop off. Was that? I mean, are you expecting like a continue like decrease where now we're kind of seeing Josh Allen finally got MVP, getting better, not as turnover prone. Lamar Jackson's always knocking the door. Are you just expecting a bigger jump from them, and Mahomes kind of just like staying plateau with? I mean, you got the old Kelsey who really fell off. Is that kind of you're just kind of predicting those
I'm
two to? Okay.
predicting a lull for the entire Chiefs a little bit. Yeah, I guess that would be and I mean, yeah, exactly like to your point. I think that Lamar and Joe Burrow and Josh Allen, they've all stepped up their game to kind of match where Pat is at, and I think it's going to be Pat. It's going to be hard for Pat to kind of broaden that gap back out again, like he did early on in his career.
Okay. Which I think 4. That's a huge drop. I
It
understand it.
it it felt weird. I probably
Yeah.
should have put him ahead. I mean, I could have put him. Yeah, in my head, I probably could have put him ahead of Josh Allen. Josh Allen's coming off the MVP, like played so good with nothing. I've seen Pat Mahomes lose everything and play like shit.
Yeah.
So Josh Allen found a way to make it work.
Because I feel like Patrick's getting the Aaron Rodgers treatment right now. Because
Yeah,
they're gonna compare to like the younger selves. Like when Mahomes, I think his first MVP he had like crazy like 50 touchdowns. Like you can't expect that every single year, but the man still. I think they were the 1 seed, maybe 2. I don't quite remember, but he made it to the
they
bowl.
were.
It
They
didn't
were.
look good,
Yep.
but the result was still there.
I
Or like
completely
Jalen
agree.
Hurts, he'll never have the Holmes numbers, but we don't knock that because we don't expect that from him. But he's still winning
That's fair.
games. So like I understand like the slip. I think 1-4. That's the part that got me.
Lamar
Like
at
I said,
one is
yeah,
crazy to me too, and I was a humongous Lamar fan.
yeah. I mean, I think we all love some Lamar Jackson. Um,
I
but
think
yeah,
he's the
it's just
best
hard to
quarterback pound for pound in the
remove
league, man.
Patrick from one when this man
But
literally goes Super Bowl every single year.
how do you
I, think I just can't do it yet.
even if you were to like lower Mahomes, I could see you putting Josh at 1. How do you get Lamar over Josh and Mahomes? Is I guess.
And Burr.
Well, I have
Uh,
Lamar over Burrow
Oh, okay.
I mean,
just
uh,
with the playoffs.
I think he's the best quarterback all around in the league. I think as Toph said, he has made so much growth as a passer, as a pocket passer, and he's found a way to kind of turn into what Mahomes was doing early on in his career. But he's doing it in his own way. Like he can create after the fact, and he can get loose after the fact, and he can do everything with the football, and it's hard to stop him. Obviously, there's something to be said for like his mental game in the playoffs that like he hasn't been able to pull it all together, but I don't think it's anything these defenses are doing that's so special. I think it's all on Lamar
I think
as to
he's
why
he's
he's
his own
lost these
worst enemy.
playoff games.
He
Yeah,
even said he puts way too
but
much pressure on himself to like
I'm
win this game.
right. Yeah, I've heard him talk about that too when it comes to the playoffs and stuff. Like, all right, this is it. Like he puts too much on himself, and then he second guesses, and he's not just playing free like he always has. So I think he really is the best quarterback. I don't like wins and losses. Yeah, obviously Mahomes is better when it comes to wins and losses. Uh, I think Jared Goff is better when it comes to wins and losses than Lamar Jackson because you talk about playoff success. He's been to a Super Bowl. He was 30 minutes away from another one. Like, I mean, we're talking playoff success and all that shit. Like, you can throw that in the hat, I guess. But I'm just talking about who, like, Yeah, who I think is really good. I guess in a way too that does play into effect. Who do I want as my quarterback if I had nobody else? I'm taking Lamar Jackson because, especially if he came to the Lions, Dan Campbell's going to get his head right in the playoffs.
Well, you got something to unpack there.
Yeah, I gave you a whole lot.
We all had our four, like I said. And the AFC, man, it's a gauntlet. For one of these guys to, make it to the Super Bowl, at one point they're gonna have probably to face probably two of these people on this list. Joe Burrow, he's beat Josh Allen. They've all pretty much, faced each other at one point in time. Like I said, the amount of quarterbacks, half of this list is AFC.
Yeah.
Like I said, it is very hard to make it out of the AFC. There's a lot of people that never got to the Super Bowl because of people like Tom Brady. They just didn't get the chance.
For me, I've got now that Josh has an MVP, he has joined Lamar in what I consider the James Harden category. All right, there's no doubt at what your talent is, and every regular season is going to be an absolute ride because you're going to show up and ball out, and it's going to be fun games. Nothing.
Yeah.
We're not going to learn anything new next season. If they go, let's have a great regular season, right? None of it matters for those two quarterbacks until we get to the playoffs. It's time to see one of y'all get over the bridge, over the hump. You know what I mean? If Lamar comes out, has another great season, wins another MVP. If Josh Allen comes out, has another great season, wins another MVP. We don't care. It's time to get to the Super Bowl. Don't even have to necessarily win it. It's time to go. It's literally you
at least got to get to the dance.
It's like Houston, James Harden. That's how I'm viewing them right now. When Houston or Harden was in Houston, fantastic, great regular season, bro. Did you see this guy last night? Amazing. It's time to see what happens in the playoffs. For me.
No, yeah, because I was saying that with Lamar Jackson all the time, but then you just start watching it. You get kind of caught up in it. Like I said, I don't need to see a fourth MVP. I just want to see him get to, the final game. Josh Allen as well too. It's still cool. I think they all should at least get one MVP. But when it comes to being the GOAT, or even it's a little bit different than basketball. Not really sure why, but you have to get the Lombardi to be considered one of the greatest quarterback things. And I think it's way harder to win Super Bowl than in NBA Finals. You only get one game.
Yep.
Because if NBA was one and done, it'd be completely different. Like I said, I hate that you have to put the stigma on them when you can make Hall of Fame in basketball. You never even get to the finals. There's a lot of people like that, but football, man, it is tough. It's a way more physical game. You play less games, but each one, you could die at any moment out there.
And that was the only way that I was able to separate Josh and Lamar too. Was just the fact that those playoff losses, I haven't been able to sit there and point to one and go, that was Josh's fault. It's always been he's did everything that he needed to do to get us there, and then it was someone else on the team that had let him down. Whereas Lamar, it's all right, bro, what was that second half against Kansas City?
Yeah, and then for me, it was just Lamar has more MVPs, so I put him over Josh. But you could literally interchange.
Yep, the two of them,
1 through 4. Yeah, you probably never. If you ask 10 people, you're never gonna have that 1 through 4 completely the same. It's all subjective to that person.
Yeah,
but as long as they're there, I think that's all that matters.
I think in the interest of time, we're gonna go ahead and skip our Baster BS and then go straight into All Due Disrespect. Before Toph, I'm gonna let you start with yours first. But before we do that, I have to come out and make an announcement. I think it was 2 weeks ago. We did a All Due Disrespect. I had said people that like IPAs, and I was talking about the fact that they're all awful, every single one of them, and that everyone always wants you to try theirs because it's going to be good, right? Well, history was made for me over the weekend. My dad, who owns a winery and brewery, shout out Blackfire Wines in Tecumseh. He saw my video and was like, look, we talked about it for a little bit. He was like, I think what you have an issue with is the super, super overly hoppy taste. And he was like, so many people, when they make those, they want to load them up on hops and everything. He was like, I guarantee you try these ones. We've mellowed out the hops a little bit. I think you'll like them. I was home over the weekend. I tried 2 different IPAs from him. And I must say, Those bitches were delicious. They were delicious. I was messing with them too. I was like, so you're going to be that person that's, oh, no,
Yeah.
try my IPA. I must say it was delicious. So if you're looking for some good IPAs, some good beers or wines, Blackfire Winery, Tecumseh, Michigan, go check them out. Toph, you're all due disrespect.
Okay, my all due disrespect is it's kind of weird, a little bit different. I don't know how much you guys have followed Teddy Bridgewater.
That was mine.
Like,
that was mine.
Really?
Yes. Yep.
Wow. Okay. Well, we had the same one.
Yeah.
I was sitting there just scrolling through. I mean, I literally just found it before we started. But I know that he won like a state championship, like literally his first year. Which I think is 3A down there, Florida. I think he's from that area as well too. This is a tough one because if
that was his former high school that he coached.
Okay, that's what I thought. If you look at it by like the state rules of football, it's basically what do you call it, impermissible benefits, which include like Uber rides for the players just to get to like practice or games or anything like that, physical therapy for recovery, pregame meals, field paint and things like that. He basically got suspended, I think, for the entire year because of giving those players, I don't know what you want to call it. I think it's a bit crazy. Like I said, a lot of the interstate city kids, the parents can't afford, just a breakfast, lunch, dinner, things that, we kind of need on an everyday basis just to, live and things like that. It's not like he was out there buying this player scat packs, Hellcat, Red Eyes, things like that. This is things that, you need, field paint to have, a properly painted field to play the game and things like that. So I understand that, the premise, the rules of the rules. But like I said, it was all for the, the players' own benefit, things like that. So like I said, I got some kind of way about it for the state of Florida. Like I said, that was my pick, man. It's unfortunate that Teddy Two Gloves, went back to the city, won their first state championship first year. Something really hard to do, especially in the state of Florida, because they got some dogs down there in Florida. That ain't easy. Yeah, Teddy Two Gloves, hey man, that's my guy right there.
I'll just piggyback off of the back of it. I want to read two tweets real quick. One of them from the personally infamous RG3, actually. Teddy Bridgewater just got suspended as the head coach of Miami Northwestern High School because he covered Uber rides, meals, and recovery services for his players out of his own pockets last season. He got suspended for taking care of his players when they were in need, teaching them how to take care of their bodies and giving them the necessities to help them chase their dreams for a brighter future. Not cheating, not stealing, just caring. He gave them the tools to chase a better future and is getting punished for it. Suspending Teddy Bridgewater isn't justice. It's punishing love, leadership, and sacrifice. And I absolutely agree. Like, this is what it's come down to, is the fact that there was no added benefit of like you said, he wasn't doing Hellcats, he wasn't giving people iced out watches, he wasn't getting them steroids, or you know what I mean. Like, the man is literally just getting them to and from practice and feeding them and showing love in the community. That's what it's supposed to be all about. Is you make it big, especially if you come from a not great area. You make it big, you come back to the community and you take care of them and you help out and you help the next generation of kids. And it was such a good story when he first got hired there. Everyone was all excited for him to do exactly that. And now he's in trouble for doing it. And then the last thing I want to read is just Teddy's response to all this. He had posted this, I think, on Facebook. Damn, people done caused all this confusion. Got a phone call tonight, and there's no real investigation going on. I told you I have to be an employee to be investigated. Now, the paperwork thing still stands, but there was no investigation. We self-reported. Vernon and his administrative homeboys want me gone, apparently, and tried to hire one of my dogs like bro wasn't going to lace me up. The suspension came from MNW, and it's impossible to suspend someone who doesn't work for you. So if I'm suspended from NMW, I'm free to go to any other school of my choice, but I'm not going anywhere. And if it comes down to it, I'll volunteer from the bleachers like I used to in 2018 and 2019 when no one had a problem. This is my last post about this BS. So literally, bro is just down there showing love and helping. And this is where we're at as a society. I'm pretty disgusted by it as well, Toph. All due disrespect.
Don't want to see a black man win.
All due disrespect.
Man, he went down there and coached his ass off and just gave a fuck about his players. God forbid.
Yep. Kyle?
I mean, I'm gonna follow that. Christ, man. I got some petty bullshit. Damn, dude. All due disrespect to the state of Florida. All right. Well, my all due disrespect is motherfuckers throwing shade at a camping trip I put on 2 years ago. All right. So I'm airing out some shit. I don't think he even watches the podcast, and honestly, I don't give a fuck. I'm airing it out. I'm letting it go. All right. I told Toph like 10 minutes prior. I was like, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do for my all due disrespect. It just hit me like a freight train. I was like, this dude pissed me off the other day. So I went camping with a few other couples about 2 summers ago, and one particular friend on this trip, he was being reluctant to pull his weight with both around the campground and when it came to like buying shit and like, you know, all the groceries and shit we were buying and everything. Like he just didn't want to pull his weight, and then had the nerve to come up to me and tell me that like I didn't give him enough of like a lowdown as to what we were going to be doing for this camping weekend. So he didn't come prepared enough, and that was my fault. So he had all this shit to say about this camping trip, and you know we're still friends, I guess. You know we still talk
Not the
every now and again. I guess we're still. I mean,
You don't
this
hit
is
the same.
we're gonna get into it. This is where the all due disrespect comes in. I mean, this is the tip of the iceberg. I want people to know, like this isn't just like you know, a one-off thing where this guy pissed me off. But anyways, basically, yeah, he blamed me for the trip, and we fast forward a couple years, and he's got a new girl now, and they just went camping, right? And so like I'm just trying to be, you know, a supportive friend, like, hey man, how was your camping trip last weekend? How'd it go? And he dropped me with all right, he goes, it was so good with like 7 O's. Way better than our last time, man. No offense. And I'm like, bitch, I fucking planned a whole trip. I barely asked shit from you the whole fucking time. And you come and hit me with this 2 years. Like, I'm not even thinking about like, oh, I want to compare this to my, like, I just wanted to know how the fuck your camping trip was, dude. So yeah, all due disrespect to this guy, just fucking
What's
throwing
his
shade
name?
at me when it was on.
If he sees it, he's gonna know who it is. So you gotta at least name drop him now. Be a man.
All right. What up, Tyler? You piece of shit.
All due disrespect to Tyler.
I was hoping that he would like, if he did see this, that he'd be like, well, no one will really know. But now we'll know. Fuck you, Tyler.
You, Tyler. Oh God! All right.
Yeah, I told you it was some petty bullshit. That had nothing on yours.
See why he didn't want to say
He
that.
just hit me with the sub.
Okay, look,
dude.
we'll let you go first this time. Hit us with your funny posts.
Oh boy.
This is my girl when I come home from a 10-hour shift.
You like my hair? She thinks just butter. I see it, I like it, I want it, I got it. Yeah.
Just imagine you walk in the door and you see Bob Does Sports just getting down.
Hey, look, I would think it's gonna be a good night. We got food on the table. My girl feeling a little frisky. Let's go.
Half a bottle of wine already gone. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Is she a good cook?
She's a
You
mad
think he's
cook.
gonna?
Yeah, she's
you think
very
he's gonna
good.
come on here and say no?
Hey, man.
She can cook.
It's
I
the
will say,
pod, man. You gotta
I
be
love you,
real.
Miranda, and she knows this. Her mom is queen bee, but
Okay.
Miranda does a good job.
If he had
What's
said,
what's the best dish?
My girl's best dish is probably, I mean, her steak dinner is really good. I gotta go with she does this like what is it called, the onion gravy or whatever the hell on or cream of chicken or something on the chicken.
Okay.
Yeah, and she does that with some asparagus and some freaking rice. That's my absolute favorite.
Okay.
if he had said she wasn't a
you
good
had me
kick,
at steak.
he'd have come on with the fucking black eye next fucking episode.
Yeah, I know.
Would have been nothing but McDonald's.
No,
for a
she
week.
can't cook shit.
Toph. Funny post.
Okay. I got some videos as well too.
Versus today.
He got the fucking lip gloss on.
Bro, that's so accurate, dude. I've seen that one.
We got one more here.
Oh, that's so
That
accurate.
is great.
Why don't they get down like that in the locker room anymore?
All right, here we go.
To Harbin, and that will be good enough for a first down.
Too fast.
Randy Moss, oh my!
Way too fast.
Look who's open, Johnson brings it in, touchdown, Calvin Johnson, and short attack!
Too big and fast.
From the shotgun, play action, he's going to keep it pinned in, side steps
What's that kid's name?
He's a quarter. Julian Edelman.
Here we go again. Sounds like a Patriot to me.
Bill.
Let's bring him in.
Hey,
The guy in the
work, though.
background. Here we go again.
That is
Shout out
accurate.
Chris Hogan,
No.
Julian Edelman, Wes Welker, Danny
I was just
Amendola.
gonna say that's the same guy who just signed Wes Welker 4 years ago. He's like, God damn it, here we go again.
All right. I've got two. The first one, this person may have predicted the future, and if they do, I want to get this on record here that someone else saw it. This is a Love Island tweet. So if you guys, if anyone watches
Oh,
this,
no.
then
All right, I just want, for all of our late entry fans, anybody who's been watching every week, Spencer's last 3 episodes, he has had some shit to say about Love Island.
hey, look, it caught me, dog. But this is at D9N9ABI9. Fucking sounds like a bot, but I just have this very uncomfortable feeling that Drake is gonna make a song about Huda, and I could totally see it happening. So if you watch the show,
Oh my God.
keep it locked up. All right, next one. I've been chasing somebody. It's at Chase Down Leads on Twitter, and his name is like Chase Passive Income, and he's been putting out some bangers, some real bangers. But this one, someone snuck into 25 backyard pools in my town last night and pooped in all of them. Gonna be a busy day for my pool cleaning company. Lesson: make your own luck. This is the same guy that I read a post from, I think, like a week ago, where he was talking about how his son was hustling people for rides.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
remember that.
Yep,
Yeah.
same account.
That's funny as fuck.
All right,
That dude's got some
he
bangers.
does. I'm sure more will pop up in the future for us.
Make your own luck. That's the message of this whole episode.
Thank you, everybody, for rocking with us, watching us. Like I said, stay tuned. We're going to give you the details either this Wednesday or next Monday on the live show coming up. But we're going to do live show next Wednesday. So stay tuned for that.
Don't forget to like and subscribe, motherfuckers.
Yes, and leave a comment. Tell a friend. Tell a friend. I want you to tell a friend when you watch this. I want you to text our link to somebody that you know and say, check these motherfuckers out. But yeah, that's it for all of us. Late entry, we out. Peace.
Peace.